Hello viewers, you are watching OBN Horn of Africa, our weekly program Invest in Ethiopia. And this edition we will be discussing the role of Kegna Beverages in economic development of Oromia regional state in particular and the nation in general. To discuss this matter, I joined by Etienne Rouge, CEO of the company. Till the end of our program, stay tuned. Mr. Rouge, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
First, would you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Okay, with pleasure. My name is Etienne Rouge. I'm a Swiss citizen, French speaker. I was born in Southern Africa and worked for most of my career in Africa, Middle East and Asia. I've worked extensively with consumer goods, from food to beverages. I've done some consulting as well. I moved here back to Ethiopia about 5 months ago. I had been living here 20 years ago. Makes me old, eh? I had opened the office of a food company back then, the Ethiopian office. And then I left and I traveled to worked in different countries, but now I'm back with my family here.
Okay, as I have tried to mention in my introduction, we are going to discuss especially Oromo economic revolution.
Yeah.
So let's start from the concept of economic revolution. How do you describe it?
So an economic revolution is a key moment in any country's development. It's the moment where suddenly, thanks to the environment, thanks to the government incentives, thanks to the economic development, suddenly a country moves from a phase that was maybe dormant or in the waiting into an active phase of growth. For that to happen, as I said, you need to have committed governments and regional authorities who support this, because it cannot happen just on its own. When this happens, it's often a big boom that follows. And it's interesting and fascinating to see that nowadays in Ethiopia, because what we see is really that the infrastructures are being built, that the environment is being prepared. And that will likely bring for an investment and a new breath to the economy so that the country can grow to the next level.
Let's talk about the company you're leading, I mean Kegna Beverage Company. Would you brief us about Kegna Beverage Company, its physical size, its products?
The company was developed several years ago, and it has been in a project phase. So that is, you build, you develop the concept, etc. This has been a long phase. And now we are just at this transition between project and operations. It's never a complete cut. I'm going from project to operation, that's it, no more project. There is still many development that needs to be done, but now we start selling the product. And that is a milestone in any company, going from this concept, this idea that some people had, into an amazing start with products that are on the shelves, and people who are using them, and that is an exciting moment for everyone around. So the business is a beverage company, as the name says, Kegna Beverages. Today, we start with mostly or only beer, which is the first product that is produced, and it's produced in a brewery that is a landmark brewery in the country. It's an amazing project with equipment that is state-of-the-art. And I think this opens the road for a very successful project.
Okay. What challenges has the company gone through to reach this stage?
Well, any project that you developed, mainly a project of that magnitude, goes through various phases that are frustrating and difficult. I was not here to witness them because I arrived 5 months ago. But what I know is it took time to conceive as a project. Then there was COVID, then there was devaluations. It's been a rocky road for the team that worked on it, and I really commend the work that they did. And then the other thing is the project is, as I said before, gigantic. As a matter of fact, it's one of the largest greenfield brewery projects ever built in Africa. So you can't just pull that out of a hat just like this. It takes years of planning, of development, and then trial and errors. There are issues that always arise, and I'm certain that this happened here. As I said, I was not there, but I also know that the team that developed it was extremely committed and united as a team to develop it.
Well, as part of the Oromo economic revolution, how do you see the role of Kegna Beverage Company in economic development of the region as well as the nation?
Yeah. So I think we're back to what we said before. You need to have projects happening. You need to have economic development to create more. What is the direct impact? The direct impact is jobs. So there are, I don't know, today probably 2,000 to 3,000 jobs created, direct and indirect. When I say indirect, you have many people supplying, supporting, etc., the people who are there to build. Then in the future there'll be more jobs created because the business will grow, and of course that will drive a new movement of job creation. So that's the first element. The second element is the fact that when you bring a project of that magnitude to a place like Ginchi, you are effectively telling the world, we can do it. We can do it and come and invest. So you are actually contributing to creating this terrain to bring more investments in the country. And then the last one, which is anecdotal in a way, but not really, it's the pride of having a project that was born out of concept here in Ethiopia with Ethiopian investors solely, and build something that is a world-class brewery. And that is a pride that is important to have because it's deserved.
Well, Mr. Rui, as you know, this company needs huge inputs to produce to its level. So how does it get inputs, including barley and cereals, from the local people or from the local community?
So the first thing is the entirety of our inputs are local. All the raw materials, the agricultural raw materials that we take, the barley, all the malt is processed locally. So we have local inputs. That means we are indirectly creating or supporting even more jobs in the region or in the country, because this barley has been produced by farmers that commit their energy and their life in producing quality products. Then they get processed in a malting plant that will again create many jobs. So all these inputs are by themselves also contributing to the growth of the economy. So the fact that we are here will help trigger more of this.
So how closely you are working, as you mentioned, you will get the inputs from the local farmers. So how closely you are working with them, especially in terms of creating awareness to help them produce quality products? So
it's a journey. You don't start a brewery and from the day one have all the quality, quantity and that you need. You start by getting the brewery running, you get the inputs. Then with time, we will have projects where we will support farmers in growing better their produce, distributing seeds, encouraging quality, so that we get the quality that we need in order to produce the quality beer that we aim to produce. So it's a process, but as we grow, we will see the region getting more and more benefits from the activity of the brewery. Thank you.
So in your view, how will Kegna Beverage Company impact the beverage industry in Ethiopia?
I think it's a very interesting question. The beer market in Ethiopia is very competitive. There is many players. There are many companies active. And I think a new entrant is always a bit of a shake-up in an industry like this one. The impact will be first that now we have, again, I should say, a company that is fully owned by Ethiopians, that is in the market. So that is a pride for people, and a new way of looking at the industry. Secondly, I think Ethiopians are incredibly open to new products. And I believe that people will definitely follow and want to see what we have. And since our quality is extremely high, I am convinced that it will shake up the industry by bringing super good quality products at an affordable price in the market.
Well, Kegna Beverage share company has officially launched its flagship product, Kegna beer at Addis International Convention Center a couple of days ago. How did the unveiling ceremony go? Would you tell us about it?
So the unveiling was the brand reveal, as we called it internally, was a very interesting celebration where we had many people coming to come and discover what would be this new beer. I don't think there was much surprise when we said the name of the beer would be called Kegna, because with a company called Kegna Beverages, it was not really a surprise. I think it was more around two things: how the look and feel of the bottle, the product. Does it look premium? Does it appeal to me? And I think there it was an absolute success. And the other part was the taste, because many people were there to taste. And on this one, I have to say, the feedback we got from everywhere was so positive. It is seen as a very good quality beer, and that fills my heart with joy, because we are in a place where we can win in the market.
So let us talk about technology transfer.
Yes.
What role will this company play in technology transfer here in Ethiopia?
So technology transfer is seen as something when you have FDI coming. Here we didn't have FDI, we don't have foreign investors. But what we have is a project team that Brutech, they are German engineer firm that came in and that developed a project, and they came with all their knowledge, their know-how, their skills to transfer what they know about a quality beer in the market. Then the project of the construction project was led by Cornus. Cornus is, if anything, the best brewing equipment company in the world. That means that the factory we have is effectively a German factory with the German quality that you can have in there. Through and through. From the reception of the malt to the bottling, it is conceived by German people. This means that all our teams that have been there to build, that have been trained to operate the brewery, will have been trained by European standards. All these people are uplifted, encouraged in what they do, and that is where the technology transfer happens. It's when we bring technology from outside, regardless of who financed this, and in this case it's proudly Ethiopian. But when we bring technology from outside and help people get better at their jobs because they have the tools that they need.
Well, you have been this sector for many years, and
Yes.
you're an experienced person.
Yes.
So what lessons can other people draw from you? And what is your readiness to do that?
Well, thank you for the compliment. I am humbly somebody trying to help here. But I think what I bring with me as a baggage is indeed an international experience. I have been working and operating in several countries around the world. I have been exposed to different industries, to different ways of operating. And my purpose here is to be helping the next generation of Ethiopian leaders to learn from what I can transmit, rigor, financial rigor, operational rigor, enthusiasm, and maybe innovation and lateral thinking. Help people get from me what they can to be tomorrow's leaders. I'm not going to stay here forever. I'm here to help transfer something to others so that the country can become full of ambitious and driven leaders tomorrow.
Well, let us talk your relations with other stakeholders, especially with higher education institutions, because you can get human capital from there.
Yeah.
So, how have you been working with these institutions to share experiences, to get competent manpower from them?
I think this is a process. Again, we are at the start of a process. We are from the project phase where we had a lot of transfer from outside, as you said. Going forward, for sure, we will engage with various high-level institutions and academic institutions that exist here to help build what we are and give back as well to the community. It's a bit early to talk about it, but this is definitely a process that will happen and that must happen.
Okay. Let us talk about the Kenya inauguration. You are going to inaugurate this big company on the coming Saturday. Would you tell us your preparation?
I can tell you a little bit, but I cannot tell you everything. It would be unveiling secrets, right?
Okay.
But what I can tell you is that we have a project team that is there. We're working fully on this launch. We have engaged with the regional authorities to make sure that it is a perfect launch. Our ambition is to mark the image, or to mark the moment with something that is big, impactful, and emotionally loaded. Because this is the one opportunity a company has to make a first impression, and you can only make a first impression once. So we need to succeed. So we are working hard as a team to make sure this is a big win.
The Ethiopian government has made macroeconomic reform, especially to support companies like Kenya.
Yeah.
How do you see this reform?
I think that really mirrors what we said at the beginning. Ethiopia has entered fully into this age of growth. Ethiopia has decided that now is time for grabbing the opportunity that is out there. And the opportunity is big. It starts with different programs to prepare the terrain that are being done now, infrastructures, etc. It continues with developing companies that are of global standards. Typically, Kegna Beverages is one. The next one will be to manage to attract FDI, to attract foreign investors. It's already been the case for many years. Many investors have come. But I think what I can only hope for is that the world will see the opportunity here, because I believe in it, and to see an acceleration of foreign direct investment, so that tomorrow's Ethiopia is a country that is thriving, open to exports into the world, and to imports, and to be fully integrated in the global economy. That's what Ethiopia deserves. It has the skills, it has the capacities, the mentality, the mindset. So the country is ready for this. And I think it's amazing to see a government fully committing to such a project.
Would you tell us about short and long-term plans of Kegna Beverage?
Well, the short term is to launch Kegna Beer and make it a success. And then it will be to introduce probably new products, new SKUs. I will not tell you everything now because, of course, when you launch new product, you want to keep your secrets close to your heart. The other thing that will happen in the medium term is also to try to export to other markets around, to make sure that we can share the news of Kegna Beer to other countries. But that is probably in a second phase or third phase, because we first need to serve the market before we try to get other markets.
Okay, finally, if you have any message to add regarding Kegna Beverage Company or regarding investment potential of Ethiopia?
Well, I said it. The investment potential is there. And I think my last word is to say to global investors, come, the time is right. That's the moment you need to invest. And if you want to invest somewhere in Africa, really look at Ethiopia, it's the right place.
Okay, Mr. Etienne Rouge, thank you for your time and a deep insight on our program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Dear viewers, that's all what we have for this edition. See you next time with another program. Till then, bye-bye, take care.